going on, everybody? What's going on? For some reason, I cannot stop bobbing to my own theme music right now, man. It's a blessing to have something like that to get your day going, get the show started. You know, you know the jingle when you know I'm getting ready to come on. You hear that beat and it just drop and it just gets you motivated. But anyway, man, look, it is Tuesday, April the 2nd. I hope everybody got the April Fool's Day out of the way. I'm your boy Doc Holiday. We are always back with another HBCU tonight. This is another midday special brought to you by HBCU Overdrive. Make sure that you like the stream. Make sure you comment, share, and most of all, subscribe to the channel. And also hit that donation button whenever you get a chance to. These bills don't pay themselves. You got to pay the bills around here. So you already know how we do. We got that routine. We got our main routine going on. We going to be right back. Hit the commercial. Hit the word from my sponsor. And we'll get ready to talk about the show today.
It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also you can get birthday shout outs on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket. Yo, it's your boy Doc Holiday with HBCU Overdrive, and I am proud to sponsor Merch Sports. Check out his new line of collection, the Black College Football Fan Club collection. It's basically designed to show support and give respect to the rich history and tradition of black college football. And as you already know, the best college players had to play at HBCUs before integration. So go ahead and check it out over at shopmerchsports.com. Merch Sports. Merch for the sports enthusiasts.
All right, we are back. We are back. Ain't got nothing to do, drop no bombs or nothing like that. We ain't gonna do that. But anyway, man, look, I hope everybody had a good and productive day yesterday. For some reason, my black ass was running late to go to work because I missed the bus trying to get my lunch together yesterday. But get to work, kind of busy right before, storms came through Dallas, and after the storms came through, slowed everything down yesterday. So pretty much had my thought process on what I was going to talk about today. Made it very much easy for me. But we got 29 people in here between between Twitter and YouTube. Make sure that you like the stream and comment. But I hope everybody had a good watch the game last night between LSU and Iowa. That was a rematch from last year's national championship game. Caitlin Clark and the crew, they did avenge the loss last season with a 12-point win over LSU last night, and I think that was let me get it. Hold on, let me go ahead and get these info. So basically The Hawkeyes, the Lady Hawkeyes, won last night. Actually, it was a 7-point victory, 94-87. They got their get back against LSU. Caitlin Clark went bananas last night, 41 points, 12 assists and 7 rebounds. Not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat nothing. Caitlin Clark was balling last night. I'm not going to lie to you. What I saw last night, she was balling. She was out like, yes, bro. She was out for blood. She was on a get back, like for real. Like if you want to ride with her, stay your ass behind. That's what she was. That's what she meant, and she put that on everything. All right. So we talking about 41 points, 12 assists, 7 rebounds. She scored 45, 40, probably like 48% of the points that were scored last night for Iowa. Now, this is the thing that I always said about Iowa. It was going to be Caitlin Clark. And what is everybody else going to do? How's everybody else going to contribute? In her defense, in her defense, she contributed they contributed quite well. Caitlin Clark, 41 points, like I said, 41, 12, and 7. Sydney Falter, she had 16 points and 5 rebounds and 1 assist. Miss Martin had 21 points, 6 rebounds. So she had help last night. She had help in this game. That I was kind of leery about why LSU and their defensive assignments, right? So Angel Reese last night had 17 points and 20 rebounds and 4 assists. Baby girl was on them boards last night. All right. Anissa Morrow, 14 points for 14 rebounds. You had 2 players that was double doubles. You had 2 players that were double doubles last night. Also, they contributed 34 rebounds out of the 54 that was collected by LSU. So Miss Williams had 18 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. And Flage Johnson, she was out there hooping herself. She was the high scorer for LSU. 23 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks. So this is what I was thinking about. Why? And I had this in my mind. Haley Van Lith, 9 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, and 3 personal fouls. Why? And then I'm asked this question: why did Kim Mulkey not switch? Why did she not switch Flage onto Caitlin and had Haley get barbecued by this chick right here? Like, seriously, I'm not trying to be funny, y'all. I'm not trying to be funny at all, but Haley Van Lith got barbecued last night. She got barbecued and mildewed last night. And I'm just asking myself, out of those 41 points, how many of those points would have been what Caitlin Clark had to work for if Flage was defending her all night? If that was Flage's defensive assignment, and I'm just kind of coming in, in a sense like that. If Flage was her defensive assignment, how many points do you think Caitlin Clark would have scored last night? Like seriously, I'm asking everybody on YouTube and Twitter if Flau'jae was the defensive assignment for Caitlin Clark, how many of those 41 points you think that Caitlin would have scored? Like I'm asking these questions because they need answers. Like seriously, I'm asking these questions out of love because they need answers. Like high ball screens, like you're not supposed to go over no high ball screen. Like, come on now. My boy hooping, he in the building right now. You know dang on well he'll tell you don't go over a high ball screen. Run through it. Like, seriously. And then if Flau'jae, look, rotate the defensive assignment. Like, you got to send, like, with Caitlin, she's a volume shooter. She's a volume shooter. You have to be able to throw a wave of players, a wave of bodies on her, because the more bodies you throw at Caitlin, the more she has to work to get to 30, to get to 40, to get to 50. The way this looked last night, this shit was easy. It was like just like a Geico commercial. So easy a caveman could do it. And I'm not calling no woman, I'm not calling LSUK women or nothing like that. It's just a figure of speech. All right. It's a commercial, it's a figure of speech. So and that was last night. So basically, LSU does not get to repeat as national to play for the national championship game. National championship. They end their season at 31-6, and also we got a lot of issues talking about what Kim Mulkey is going to do with this roster. So does Angel Reese come back and play one more year for LSU, or does she goes off to the WNBA? If it was me, I'll be honest with you, Angel. Go get your money. Go be great on the next level. Go be great on the next level. That's what I'm gonna say. That's all I gotta say. Go be great on the next level. Another thing I want to talk about. Let's get one more, and we're gonna talk about this. USC and UConn. USC and UConn was a great game last night. And we still talking about how in the hell is UConn doing this with only 8 players available in the game, in the tournament to be exact. I don't know if the last person is she still on concussion protocol, because if she's not, then that brings an extra person in, so that raises your bench to 4 with your starting 5 out there on the floor. But Juju Watkins, Juju Watkins came in and she did her thing this season as a freshman. She made history last night. She passed Tina Hutchinson, San Diego State, back in 1983, 1984 to become the all-time leading scorer among freshmen in NCAA Division I history. But however, the game ended in tears for the Trojans because they lost to UConn 80-73. Now let's see how many Juju had on the beat last night. She balled out. She balled out, but she worked for her. She worked for these 29 points. She was 9-25 on the field. 2 of 6 from 3-point range, but she was 9-9 from the free throw line. She had 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 4 turnovers, also with 29 points last night. Mackenzie Forbes, another guard for USC had 24 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 block to go with it. Um, and Miss Marshall was the only one that had the double double. She's the only other person that had the double double last night. 11 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, two steals, and 1 block. But I'm trying to figure out how the hell you stop Paige Beckers. Paige buckets. That's what we gonna call her. She gets buckets. She don't say nothing. She don't. It is. She don't really do too much other than go out there and score and ball. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. And Aaliyah Edwards, 24 points, 6 rebounds, one assist, and 1 block. Um, Again, they only played last night. They only had a 7-1 rotation last night. So I mean, however Gino is coaching this team with them being shorthanded, I'm going to be honest with you. They're going to make a run. They're going to the national championship game. Uh, with this loss, this ends USC's magical run at 29-6. They had not been like this uh, since Cheryl Miller and the McGee twins. Like seriously, Pamela and Paula McGee, they haven't been like that since them three right there. What's up, Deputy Mario? Uh, who's to say? Who's to say? But the women's Final Four is set. Let's see what we got here. The women's Final Four is set. You got uh let me see. All right, you got on one side of the bracket, you got South Carolina, who is the favorite, still undefeated right now, 36-0, taking on NC State, who's the number 3 seed, at 31-6. And this is the nightcap, y'all. This is the nightcap game. UConn versus Iowa. UConn versus Iowa. That is the nightcap game on Friday, April the 5th. Make sure you tune into that. Both of these games will be on ESPN. UConn coming in at 33-5. Iowa coming in at 33-4. This is going to be a knockout, drag-out fight. I want to see the difference between Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark because at the end of the day, they're going to go meet South Carolina, and South Carolina is going to take care of business like we think they should. Like we think they should. They should be able to go out there and take care of business. Yeah, Blue Paige Buckets is the truth. She can ball her ass off. In other women's news, you got Miss Cardoso from South Carolina is going to enter herself into the WNBA draft. So go out there, young queen. Go out there and get what is deserving of to you. Make a name for yourself. Represent your country, Brazil, and represent University of South Carolina. Go out there and get your and do what it do. Also, it is World Autism is World Autism Day. And first and foremost, man, I want to give a major shout out to my bro, First Letter, man. Where he puts his son out there, and lets the world know my son is special, but he is still a child, even with this, with this condition. My bro, I salute you for doing that because a lot of folks they don't want to do that. they want to keep it behind the scenes and stuff. But you put it out there, man, and love you for it, and keep doing what you do. And we need you to be out there. And we need your mom to be out there. We know she's, like you said, she's going through uh, uh, some health issues right now, and hopefully, like I said, man, I told you before, she gonna get through because it gets greater later, and I stand by that. So I stand by that. But like I said, even my ex, yes, she has a son that has autism, and he is a fully functional young man that is going to be a sophomore next year at Jackson State University. So, uh, to my boy Devon, Devon, I love him, and we, uh, to him I'm Pop. So, but it is what it is, y'all. But before we get into the next segment, we're gonna go ahead and take a little small commercial break, and we'll be right back after this.
Yo, it's your boy Doc Holiday with HBCU Overdrive, and I am proud to sponsor Merch Sports. Check out his new line of collection, the Black College Football Fan Club collection. It's basically to design to show support and give respect to the rich history and tradition of black college football. And as you already know, the best college players had to play at HBCUs before integration. So go ahead and check it out over at shopmerchsports.com. Merch Sports. Merch for the sports enthusiasts.
We are back as always. So look, first and foremost, let's talk about this, y'all. And everybody been talking about this for like the last week or two. We all know, as far as Jackson State fans, we all knew when her contract was going to be done with. So, Tamika Reed's contract talks. All right. So why do we need to just be patient and let the process play out? We don't need to be up in a frenzy, a tizzy, because of the simple fact that she did get interviewed, and that is the process right there. Now, it's always going to be a process. She did get interviewed for the head coaching position at Tulane University. Now, that's just one thing, all right? Because when you think about it, nah, it ain't no new time, bro. I'm just doing it before I go to work. But if you think about it, this is always going to be a process. She, it's you can say it's a leverage thing where she can leverage out extra money as far as going towards AD Robinson to where the contract is being laid out, or they probably already had a contract laid out, but she just going through the just like I said, just going through the process, going through the motion. All right, so we just don't need to we don't need to just get ourselves out of whack, nothing like that. Now, uh, they did. Tulane did to this morning did name a head coach. It is the head coach from Stony Brook, Ashley Langford. She led Stony Brook to a 25-3 record. They won the CAA last season. So now, and I think she was on the staff, or if I'm not mistaken, she was on the staff at Tulane once before, but she did get the job at Tulane University. So shout out to their young queen right there. Go do what you got, do what you got to do. And it is what it is. But we should just let the process play out. But even if we let this process play out, y'all, there's always one person or a couple of people that want to dispel the narrative. So the reason why now we get into this, the name of the show, the HBCU Avengers assembled again. Why misinformation from outsiders is becoming more prevalent now. Prevalent now. Excuse me, tongue tied. Um, at the end of the day, we, like I said, we all control the narrative of what we put out there for our institutions, right? So, in a sense, Coach Reed's contract expired on March 31st. All right, you can let it expire. Okay, maybe she wanted to not have a negotiations during the season. Maybe she wanted to just wait to the end of the season. Maybe she wanted to put her foot and test her foot in the waters to see what other programs got to say, what they will offer, and what she could go back to AD Robinson and say, "Hey, they offered this. What can you do for me?" That is the that is called the art of negotiation. It is called the art of negotiations. So, but at the end, but eventually people are going to take this and they're going to try to run with the narrative. Now on Sunday, I'll be honest with you, I didn't get a chance to go to church. I was tired because I was helping somebody move their stuff, and I was asleep. I slept most of the time. I did watch somebody. I did watch basketball, but I slept most of the time. I wake back up and I wake back up and I see everybody chose violence on Twitter. Everybody chose violence on Twitter. It was so violent. It looked like the girl when I was at the football game earlier last season where she got pushed to oblivion. That type of violence right there. Um, so look at it, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. I'm looking. I'm like, all right, okay. So it's just one person. I'm looking at my group, and I'm looking on Twitter, and I'm like, okay, so your mom went to Jackson State, and this is coming from the person that was saying stuff. Your mom went to Jackson State. You were born in Mississippi. You was raised in Mississippi, but you took your talents to Mississippi State. You were raised on HBCUs primarily because that's what your mother was. She was an HBCU grad, and you decided to open your big mouth, Miss Sykes. Yeah, we're gonna give you we gonna give you that satisfaction, Miss Sykes. Um, you opened your big mouth and said that HBCUs always stealing money, and look, y'all know Twitter, Jackson State, and FAMU. We go at it on Twitter every damn day. If it ain't one thing, it's another, y'all. We go at it on Twitter every day. But for some reason, for just one, this one, this one time in our little Twitter beef, they aligned themselves with the enemy, because the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and decided to unleash almost Easter holy hell on this one woman. And I'm just talking about you got people out there like Nick, shout out to him. You got my girl Jess coming in, and I'm talking about everybody, my girl Ebony, just everybody just coming in and like trying to let this lady know, who happened to play in the WNBA. Um, She's happy to play in the WNBA for the LA Sparks. She is currently a free agent, and I don't know if she's a free agent or she's retired. But We also talking about. I take that back. She didn't even go to Mississippi State. She went to Rutgers. That's even worse because you played for a coach that is that coached at an HBCU, graduated from an HBCU. Come on now. Come on now. And for you to open your big ass mouth and to spill out all this misinformation about our beloved institutions that we steal money, and when in fact we are the most audited institutions in the United States because they feel like we don't do our job. So we gotta let these, I'm gonna be honest with you, we gotta let these crackers know that we do our job and then some. We are the most audited institutions. And just think about this: it's only 107 of us. It's only 107 institutions out of countless institutions in the United States. But we are the only we are audited to the T when it comes to finances. And then you want to open your big ass mouth and say we steal money. All right. Out of 107 institutions, you probably heard maybe probably incidents from three different institutions. So one would be the Morris Brown situation, right? The other one was the issue at Howard with the guy that stole the money. We know everybody knew that because he wanted to fund his damn photo shoot. And then last but not least, the issue going on right now at St. Augustine University in North Carolina. And I said that they stole money, but there's some sort of mismanagement or I wouldn't say misappropriation of funds because I'm not trying to put that out there in the atmosphere. But they had their accreditation revoked. Morris Brown had their accreditation taken away from them, and it took them 20 years to get back on top. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It was all look. It was all peaceful in the world. We already know, Coach Reed. We already knew her contract was ending. We knew that. Everybody knew that. But for you to open your mouth and try to open up Pandora's box and say this is what we do, when in fact we do the total opposite, screams stupidity and ignorance on your part. So we get back into this issue of, and I did a show about this before. We talk about why the misinformation is being spread out like wildfire, right? How how do we come to a solution? What is the solution? How can we quell the negative energy from outside people? You know, how do we quell the negative thoughts and responses from outside folks? And especially in the day and age of social media right now, in the day and age of people want to be, Twitter warriors. How do we squash the negative energy? Um, how do we quit, squash the negative energy? And it's not. And I'm just putting it. I'm just putting it out there. Don't pay them no mind. Y'all, we know what our institutions have. We know that we produce famous people, productive people, uh, scientists, musicians, um, athletes, and the everyday common person that come to our institutions. So how do we quell that? How do we squash the misinformation? Just like we do it. Kill them with kindness. Kill them with kindness. You go out there, you tell them, you give out what we have to offer. You put out the facts because ain't nobody else gonna do it for us. Nobody else is gonna do it for us except for us. That's it. So if you got to go out there and um, just beat the brakes off of somebody with information, the right information, go right ahead and do it. Oh, don't get me wrong. I love chaos sometimes, but chaos is not what defines what defines who we are as an institution. It don't define us. It don't do anything but make us stronger, make us more ready for anything in the world. Um, so the way we squash the negative energy is we take back the narrative. We tell the narrative, and most of the time, folks don't want to listen to it because they already have it in their head that they know everything. And for this woman, Miss Ashley Sykes, I think I don't know if I'm not mistaken. I think you was on the same team where the radio host, Mr. Don Imus, I ain't gonna say God rest his soul because I could care less about him. He was the one who called your team nappy headed girls. If I'm not mistaken, that was your team. The team that you played on at Rutgers. He called y'all nappy headed girls on his radio show. And what happened in that situation? Coach Stringer, who was a Hall of Fame coach, who coached at HBCUs, who coached at Cheney State, took them to a national championship game in his inaugural season and almost won that thing. She went up there and defended y'all. Defended y'all. We talking about the same coach that coached at Iowa, that coached there at Rutgers, but made her bones in the beginning at Cheney State in Pennsylvania, and was like, "No, ma'am, you is not talking about. No, sir, you is not talking about my girls." Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't. If he was still alive and he was on fire right now, I wouldn't piss on him to save my own life. But you was on the same team where he called y'all nappy headed hoes, and he got checked for that. So, well, kind of think about what you're saying, man. And it's so crazy because people kept giving you the right information, and you just kept saying you steal money, y'all steal money, y'all don't do this, y'all don't do that. You 33 years old. Your mom was at Jackson State in the early late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. I had to look. I had to read. I didn't want to put it out there like that, but yeah, I knew what he said. I remember it. I remember it to the T. Called them nappy headed hoes. Knowing dang on well that's what they were not that. So at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we just need to we just need to keep running our narrative, keep running the right narrative, the correct narrative, the in a proper way. And if they want to get and if they want to get greasy, they want to talk greasy, let them have it. Let them have it. But we're gonna go ahead, go to another commercial break, and we'll get on to our last topic of the day and be right back.
It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU underscore Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also, you can get birthday shoutouts on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal, David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle, David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket.
All right, we back and we are on our last topic of the day. Look, the state of NIL and the negative impacts. So, in the bottom, you see what I said. This ain't what Ed O'Bannon envisioned when he sued the NCAA. So now, if y'all don't know, most people who don't know the reason why we have NIL right now, because Ed O'Bannon, who was at UCLA at the time, he he actually sued the NCAA, and also he sued Electronic Arts. Um, he sued Electronic Arts. Why? Because at that time, at that time, Electronic Arts, EA Sports, who is the biggest uh, uh, producer of sports video games mainly, mainly Madden. Um, and at the time, it was NCAA college football and NCAA college basketball. Now, March Madness. Now, now the way it went about is because, like I said, they used his name, image, and likeness. And he did not see one cent. And so at the time, his name was big because in 1995, UCLA won the national championship in basketball. All right, so this is where it stems from. So the NCAA, so EA Sports always come out with games where you could play with the current team, um, at that right then and there with the same height, weight, speed, everything that you see when you watch an actual basketball game. Or you could play with a Legends or Legacy team, a all eras team where it's different, players from different eras, different years, all in one era. All right. So Ed O'Bannon felt like, look, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not. I'm not. You're using my image. You're using my likeness. And y'all, he has a twin brother, Charles, but Ed was the actual star on the team. Not taking anything away from his brother, but Ed was the actual star on the team. When I say they use his image, Ed O'Bannon was a bald headed guy, uh, 6'7", 6'8", 215. He could ball out there, but at the end of the day, he was not getting paid for his image, and he was not getting paid for his likeness. Now, the best thing they didn't have use his name because at the time, when it comes to sports games, especially college sports, the NCAA frowned upon um, those games using these players' actual names. So later on down the line, when it started getting more evolved, when it started evolving with the times, where you could the AI, I want to say AI generator, but the um, server was able to come up with create different names, not the actual names of the players, but they came up with different names to, hey, we can name this guy uh Ali Fazou or whatever, whatever in that case. But to get back to it, this is what he did not, when he sued the NCAA and he sued Electronic Arts, he felt like in the end we were not getting compensated for this stuff. And it's the same thing where if you watch the Fab Five documentary on 30 for the 30 for 30 Fab Five documentary, I'm not taking anything, Jeremiah, because Ed O'Bannon was the star on the team in the first place. It was Ed O'Bannon, Charles O'Bannon. Of course, they started. It was Tyus Edney. It was Toby Bailey, and I forgot who was the last person on the team that started. Come on now, sue me. Don't. EA, calm down, chill out, chill out. But at the end of the day, he sued the NCAA. The NCAA, of course, they came out with it, said, well, we're gonna uh, um, student athletes can profit off of name, image, and likeness while they're in school. This does not mean anything for Ed O'Bannon and all the countless other student athletes that were not compensated up to the time the NCAA made its ruling. So we're talking about, like I said, Jalen Rose was on the Michigan Mile in Chicago, looked in one of the, I think it was a Foot Locker, and saw his jersey in the window. He looked at his jersey in the window and was like, I can barely get something to eat as a student athlete. I'm not getting money off of it. Like when he was talking about all the stuff in the documentary, the Fab Five Hirachis, the Fab Five, the shorts, everything that came about with the Fab Five, we still use to this day, right? But to get to it, um, fast forward later on, Reggie Bush get his Heisman taken away. Why? Because somebody was shady in that his family trusted. Um, he had a house. A house was paid for. Who fault was that? And the school in USC benefited off of Reggie winning the Heisman, the Trojans winning the national championship game. They benefited off of that. Reggie didn't get a dime. When he said Reggie Bush said he was still driving an old beat up car, I kind of felt that. I felt what he was saying. I felt his pain. You know, I felt what he was going through. But you get down to it. Now let's come into the now. We got kids. We got kids that is coming out of high school that's saying, I'm only going to attend your school if you pay me. And when I look at kids, when I hear kids like that say stuff like that, when I hear stuff like that, that that really tells me like, one, you ain't getting no type of guidance, no type of guidance at home, because in a sense it feel like that your parents are pimping you. It feels like um all they want the bag, and they do have to revise it. With They have to revise it. To me, I like this issue. I like this right here. Since you're getting paid an NIL, since you're getting paid a collective, how about you give me that scholarship right there, and you pay your way to school through school, since you have this NIL money? Because in a sense, you're taking away from somebody who actually needs that scholarship. I like that. I like that. Live off your NIL money. Pay for your classes with your NIL money. Like for real, I really do like that. So you see kids hop in the portal all the time now. The portal, the portal era is here, and it is going strong as hell. And there you go, Blue. My boy Blue coming in with him and Ghana coming in with the fire. They about to pay these. They about to put the athletes on contract as employees. You are an employee of the university. Then you'll have to use your salary to pay for housing, food, and tuition. I that's a bar. That's a bar. So the way I see it, the way I see it, um, it has to be revamped. And the NCAA knew what they were doing once they made this decision right here. When they made this ruling, they knew what they were doing. They were going to be like, well, it's going to be the Wild Wild West. It's going to be a free for all. And guess what? They're going to come back to us and tell us to fix the problem. They know what they're doing. They know what they like. Seriously, the NCAA know what they're doing. They're not stupid. They're no dummies. They're no fools. They made that ruling that they want to see how these universities, the big time universities, are going to handle that. Like seriously, seriously, the NCAA is gonna they're gonna go back. The schools are gonna go back and say we cannot control this. Please help us. And the NCAA, what they're gonna do is to say they got this model, and I want you to use this model to make sure your NIL deals and your collectors are appropriate. But there's a catch. There's always going to be a catch to it. There's always going to be a catch to it. So, in a sense, when you think about it, a kid that's coming out of high school that ain't done jack shit for me at my university, talking about I need an NIL deal, sir, sir, you need to go and put yourself out there. NIL is name, image, and likeness. A school they have nothing to do with name, image, and likeness. It is upon you as the student, as a student athlete. Because remember, you're still an athlete, and you're still a student. Student comes first. You dare to get an education. All right. When you look at it, you need to go out there and do the job yourself. Nobody's not going to give you anything. So you got to go out there and do it yourself. And if you're a freshman and you redshirted, what what is it for you that you need an NIL deal or a collector to be exact to stay with the team? Any team. And we ain't talking about just our HBCUs. This is on every landscape, everywhere. But like I said, this ain't what Ed O'Bannon had envisioned when he sued the NCAA. But this is what the NCAA envisioned when they made their ruling. They said it was going to be chaos. So now, come on back home and let us work this out. It's not gonna happen. And so when it comes to NIL, like even doing a commercial for your local, let's say your local Kroger, right? If you just think that you're not gonna you talking about getting an NIL deal and you're not gonna put in the work, you just violated. In fact, in a sense, you just violated that contract right there, because you have to put in the work in order for this deal to go through. Look at Raekwon Smith. The man did his research, and he is the king of NIL deals. Right? Right? They don't, and it's a crazy thing. Back in the day, when I was in school, I was in school, I was taught financial literacy. And when I say financial literacy, I was taught how to balance a checkbook. I was taught how to write a check. I was taught how to uh, look for any inconsistencies in on your bank statement. I was taught how to save money. I was taught how to make money. I was taught how to invest. I was taught how to, um, you know, at earlier in the game about the stock market. I was taught by my uncle about 401ks, IRAs, um, retirement plans. I was taught all this stuff at an early age. When I was a teenager. Some of the stuff I probably paid attention. Most of the stuff I paid attention to. Some of the stuff I didn't, but it's either here or there. And I still always gonna ask questions, even if you don't. Even if you think you know something and you don't know it, I'm always gonna ask questions. Uh, Like for real. Like Armando Baycott did a Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial. He did a TurboTax commercial. Caitlin Clark is doing freaking State Farm commercials with Jimmy Butler. Um, Flajay Johnson is doing commercials for Powerade and stuff. Like when I'm looking at NIL, like they're using their name and they're using their image and they're using their likeness. That's what I see right there. And you ain't got to be on a major sport. Like even with Shador, even though the commercial, the KLC commercial with him and his dad and child and the family, it was the family, but it still was Shiloh and Shador, name, image, and likeness for them. So so I don't know. We got to go back and revamp this thing. We got to go back and revamp it because at the end of the day, it's going to get worse. Um, another thing that irritates me. Another thing that irritates me is the fact that these kids listen to bad advice and not from and they listen to it from the parents and they listen to from other peers. They listen to the worst advice about if the school ain't paying you, you don't need to be there. I mean, if you ain't producing out there, why am I about to pay you? You still get a stipend. You still get your books and your books paid for, your tuition paid for. You still got a scholarship. But at the end of the day, if you want to put your name out there, run with it. Um, yeah, let's be honest with yeah, Whitley. let's be honest with it. So when you got somebody like Carl Reed and he basically give these kids advice about what they need to do and where they need to go, it ain't even the best advice. Like, take for example, I mean, if let's say for example, his godson is Kevin Coleman, his nephew is Antonio Doyle. Oh, we about to get into it, Blue. I'm about to open up a whole can of worms. Your nephew is Antonio Doyle. Your godson is Kevin Coleman. You tell your godson to go to Colorado to follow the money train. Guess what? He didn't want to do that. He followed where his heart desired. He spent 1 year at Louisville. He decided, well, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if I'm going to be still in the plans for this. So I'm going to take my talents elsewhere. Guess where he's at? He's back in Mississippi at Mississippi State. The man loved Mississippi. He misses Mississippi. It's just the wrong school that he went to. And I feel like if he would have came back to Jackson State, we would have welcomed him back with open arms. Antonio Doyle, on the other hand, decided to take his talents to UNLV, knowing damn well, you Las Vegas. We talking about Vegas. Las Vegas, the casino capital of the world, Sin City. It got his name for a reason. Like for real. Like for real. And you complain that you don't have enough money to live in this and to live in that city. It's Las Vegas. It's Las Vegas. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. You thought the grass was greener on the other side. You sure wasn't. It sure was not. See, young people think they think they know everything. They don't know what the economics is when you go to different places. Las Vegas has a higher standard of living, cost of living, to be exact. If anybody want to move here to Texas and they say they want to be somewhere where it's affordable, but they take their happy ass on down to Austin, that's on you. That's on you because you didn't do your due diligence. You do your research. I'm just saying. And when it comes down to it, yeah, Dallas is high. It just depends on what part of town you stay in. It depends on what part of town you stay in. There's some affordable parts. There's some damn hood parts too. But I mean, and there's some high price parts too. But it all depends. When you do your research, where you going? First and foremost. First and foremost. And I'm gonna put it out there. I'll put it out there. I don't care what anybody say. I do not care what anybody say. If you talking about give me some money or I'm leaving this school, I'll be like this. Thank you for your services. We appreciate you for being a member of Jackson State University football team. There is the portal. You be well and good luck. That's it. I don't need that. I don't need all that negative energy on my team. I don't need it. But at the end of the day, this ain't what Ed O'Bannon had a vision for himself, for other folks as a student athlete in NCAA. Because it could be even worse. Division two in football only get what 32 scholarships. Division three give out none, zero, zilch, nada. And NAIA is the same way as a Division 3 school. So you can, so if it was me, work for what you got. Work on it. Work on your craft. Work on your social media. Uh, um, Work on your social media presence. Because at the end of the day, you can holler about I want a bag all you want to. I'm gonna look at you crazy. If I'm a coach, I'm gonna look at you crazy, just crazy. And if you're still in that portal and ain't nobody came and got you, you're going to literally die in the portal unless you put your ego to the side and say, I want to go play and be somebody. Hey, Division 2 and Division 3 is looking for folks down there. NAIA is looking for folks over there. Just saying. JUCOs is looking for people over there. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying, y'all. Whew. That was a word. That was a word. That was a word. I just feel like at the end of the day, these kids just need to worry about going to class and focusing on honing their craft and getting if you want to be on social media, get your social media presence up. Be on YouTube. Go on Instagram and put yourself out live on there. Be positive. Go and put yourself out live in the neighborhood. Do something positive for the community. Put yourself out there and show the world that you are not just there for the money. You are there for the people also. You are there because you love being there. If I was an athlete right now, I don't know what my NIL deal would be right now, but I built my social media press from the floor, from the ground, and built that thing up. I mean, I might not have all the bells and whistles like everybody else do, but at the end of the day, I have my health, I have my intelligence, and I have this. And if you're a student athlete, you got your health, you got your intelligence, and you got this. You got this. This is your money maker. Your talents is your money maker. Go out there and use it for the greater good. Go out there and use it for the greater good. And then come back to me and tell me how it felt to put your name out there. I just want to say something. I just want to put that. Um, um, Another thing I want to talk about is when coaches, I feel like coaches use. Some people say coaches use us or use HBCUs as a stepping stone. I'm gonna be honest with you. Every school is a stepping stone. Every place is a stepping stone. If it ain't your dream job, if it ain't the job that you thought it was gonna be, it's always gonna be a stepping stone. I mean, I put it like this: I work for Walgreens. I don't think Walgreens is my dream job. I think it's a stepping stone to make sure that I have the essentials to be able to live. But my dream job is doing this, but on a much larger scale. I'm not mad when a coach leaves. I'm not mad I'm like, seriously, I'm not mad when the coach leaves. Why? I ain't saying if you don't want to be here, you should not apply for the job in the first place. And that's just my managerial mindset working. If you don't want to be here, why did you apply for this job in the beginning? Why sit here and waste my time? You get what I'm saying? Why sit here and waste my time when you know you ain't want to be here in the beginning? So I just have to put that out there. Why waste my time when you know you ain't want to be here in the first place? So other than that, look, I hope everybody is going to have a productive day on this good Tuesday. Um, I don't know when the next time. I'll probably be back on Thursday or Friday. It all depends. Friday is the national semifinal game for the women. Saturday is the national semifinal games for the men. Um, this weekend is the HBCU All Star. I think it's the HBCU All Star game for basketball, for men's basketball. So check that out. I think that is going to be in Phoenix. So make sure you check that out right there this weekend. Also, we're still going to be on the watch of where Coach Reed is going to, if she's going to be in Jackson, or is she, people think she's going to leave out. In my most humble opinion, I feel like she's going to stay. My most humble opinion, she's going to stay. That woman loves Jackson. She is Jackson. She's a Jacktown Jew through and through. Oh yes, Saturday, 3 o'clock p.m. If you in Jackson, for being Jackson, 3 o'clock p.m. at the Vet, blue and white spring game. Uh, it is free parking. I think parking is $10 if I'm not mistaken. Jay, let me know if I'm right or not. Um, the only way you can get into the game is through the visitor side. Um, excuse me, on the visitor side, and I think we have concessions and all that stuff planned out for the day and everything. So it's $10, correct? Thank you, sir. Um, but we have spring games coming up this weekend. Make sure if you are in the area wherever you at, alum or not, if you didn't go to the school, you did. Go check out a spring game. Go check it out. Go check it out. These kids need to see the they need to see that we care about them. If that's what I'm getting at. They need to see that we care about them. They need to see that we are supporting them. Don't matter if you are a Jack State Tiger, a FAMU Rattler, A&T Aggie, Prairie View Panther, whatever. Just go out there and support these kids, and let them know that no matter what school or your color affiliation, just go out there and support them. So if you are, like I said, if you in the jack this weekend, no excuses, just do it. Get to the vet. Get to the vet. I love what is going on over at South Carolina State with Coach Barry. He's getting them boys ready. And his motto is 1-0 every week. 1-0 every week. Love that. As far as for the donation, like I said, we're doing the drive to Birmingham. The drive to 205. That's what it is. The drive to 205. All right. So trying to get that. Go ahead and get started on that one ASAP. Also, just if you want to donate to the channel for just anything, make sure that you hit, like I said, make sure you hit the Cash App, the PayPal, the Zelle. Everything's down on the ticker below. Also, if you want to, you can just donate through the Super Chat, and you can donate through the membership. Um, so that way we can get this thing going, and we can keep it going. Um, we can keep it going. I am running out of space on this thing, and I'm tired of deleting recordings that I'm had because I wanted to go back to them and make some shorts out of it. But at the end of the day, we got to get more room for this on the streaming software. So in order for me to do that, we got to go ahead and donate. Like I said, if Miss Veronica was on here right now, she would tell everybody to donate at least $5 on Twitter and on YouTube. Just donate at least $5 to keep it going. And especially when it comes to things where I can't monetize off of it, we gotta keep the money. We gotta recoup all that stuff back to the channel. So, like I said, I don't keep none of this stuff. I really don't. It goes into a separate account. It goes into a separate account. So, another thing I want to I want to announce is the fact that I um, I might have another co-host on here. Uh, I might have another co-host on here. I'm in talks with my frat brother who played football. He did go to Prairie View. He is alum of Prairie View. He also, this past season, was one of the assistant coaches for Plano East High School that actually went 40-0 in um, this season in basketball, won a 6A state title down in San Antonio. He got plenty of experience as coaching on the basketball level and on the football level. He got plenty of championships while he was coaching in Kansas. My man was up in Kansas and was doing this damn thing too, man. So I'm still in the talks with him. We're gonna try to get some stuff on because once we once all the to me the rosters be finalized and when the transfer portal kind of opens and when it closes, we're gonna go ahead and start doing our we're gonna go ahead and start doing schedule breakdowns. We're gonna go ahead and start doing schedule matchups, and so that is what's going on right now. So, in fact, I'm gonna actually text them. Um, I'm gonna hit them up later on today while I'm at work, so we get a full thing. And it is good to have another mind over here that actually, that actually play football. I know football. I didn't get to play it, but my man plays it and knows it very well. And he came from a powerhouse in East Texas at Longview High School, uh, uh, and so forth, so on and so forth. But my man is a journeyman, and I'm gonna get in talk with him because I talked to him last night. He said he don't mind coming on to the show because he been trying to get at me for a while, so he don't mind coming on to the show and putting out his expertise on it. So that is a good thing right there. Also, I did say I'm gonna do something after dark, and it's gonna be on Twitter. It's not gonna be on YouTube, so it's gonna be on Twitter. It's gonna be uh, HBCU tonight after dark, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. It's gonna be on Twitter, so um, get more fan engagement on there also. So y'all be on the lookout for that too. Uh, Also be on the lookout for me going into your city, coming into your city. Just if I'm in your city, man, you ain't got to roll out the red carpet, but just a good appreciation and and just uh giving thanks. I take that. Oh, bro, you ain't gonna you want to test his knowledge? Do you want to test his knowledge? All right, all right. We'll see about that. Um, but it's 1:33. Everybody's gone back to work. But I appreciate everybody for being on here today. We had 30 on YouTube right now and 52 on Twitter right now. So that is shit. That's good. That's good numbers right there. But like I said, if we got 82 on here combined, put in $1 or $2 or $5. It doesn't matter. Just put it into the Cash App, and we can keep this thing going, right? Uh, But until then, I'm your boy Doc Holiday. This has been HBCU Tonight, the midday special. Again, make sure that you like the stream, comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. Also become a paid member to get everything ahead of everybody. Uh, but as always, y'all, look, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Hug your loved ones, and also, y'all stay dangerous. Until then, I will let you know in the community tab on YouTube when I will go back live again. Y'all have a great afternoon and the rest of your good rest of your evening. Peace.